Hey, how are you? How's it going, everyone? Hi. How we doing? Little late night stream. Hold on. Why isn't my thing working? Hold on one second. Oh, there it is. Hi. Oh, I had to boot up for a second. Look at that. All the chats right there. It's beautiful. Now, it looks like the one thing that's broken is that everyone's chat is the same color. So we got to fix that, but it looks much better. It looks much better. So I'm happy. How are we feeling? It's Saturday. This is live. Keith Edwards is live. I just wanted to hang out for a second, you know? Hi. Hi, everyone. There's 311 of us on. Amazing. Good evening, True Seeker. I'm not feeling exhausted. I'm feeling hyped up. How many days until the election? How many days? Let's look, shall we? Let's see here. How many days until the election? I think Google would just have it. 58 and some change. So I don't know. Am I tired? No. I'm hyped. Who's hyped? Let's see some blue hearts in the chat. I want to see blue hearts. Anyone hyped up to make history? Oh, hell yeah. Because you know what? We're going to make history. And it's going to be close, but we're going to win. I know for sure we are going to win. And it will be because of each and every one of you on this live stream. So I want to say thank you for being here. Thank you for being a warrior for democracy. Donald Trump today proved yet again that he's not fit to be president of the United States. We, of course, already knew that because he couldn't do the job for 4 years. Handled a pandemic as if it were, I don't even know. Handled it like he had no business doing that job. So many other reasons why. But I will say this. I really think most of America is sick of Donald Trump. I do. And my hope is that it is fun watching him melt down, Peter. My hope is that it's not even that close. Maybe it'll be close in some states, but did you all see that video with Kamala Harris? Did you all see it? Kamala Harris greeting those kids. That woman was crying because it seemed like she was crying because she was anxious about the election, but also just excited to see her. Susie says, Keith, YouTube has been bad at giving me your notice, but this one showed it in just a second while I'm awesome. Well, you know, I'm very new to the platform still, so, you know, it's okay. I don't know if that's my fault or YouTube's fault. Hey, y'all, do you want to feel good before we get into this Trump stuff? Because I want to watch. Do you want to watch Kamala Harris be a normal person for 2 minutes and 30 seconds? I kind of want to watch it again. Yeah? Let's watch it again. All right, awesome. But before we do that, we got to do a roll call. Where is everyone watching from? I'll kick it off. I'm in Washington, D.C. We got Seattle, North Carolina, Idaho, Virginia, Wisconsin, Texas, Florida, Minnesota, Los Angeles, Joyful Warrior Susie, California, Cincinnati, Ohio, Seattle, Brooklyn, Michigan, Arizona, Minneapolis, Orlando, California, Iowa. We are across the nation on this chat at 10:30 Eastern. Arkansas, Rhode Island, New York, Pennsylvania, Idaho, DC area. Hey, Julia. What's up to what is the DC area called? I forget now, the DMV, Illinois, Italy, New York, Canada, hot SoCal. All right, we got a global crowd. We're crisscrossing the nation on this live stream. Let's watch Kamala Harris be normal. Kamala Harris. Was that I think that was in Pittsburgh. Okay. I think this is the one. I haven't seen this one. Oh, wait. You probably can't hear that. I have to, raise the music here. Okay. I haven't seen this one.
Come here. What is that? You understand? You know. Oh, it's gonna be good. We're gonna be good. We're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine.
Wait. All right. Fun fact, chat. Fun fact. Are you ready for this? Fun fact. I met this person. Oh my God, Carla. Shout out to Carla who gave the $20. Carla, thank you so much. Everyone, let's give a round of applause to Carla. Also, chat, I think this will work. Type clap, just the word clap. Let's clap type clap into the chat. I think it's gonna work. Watch what I did. Yep, it worked. Type in clap. Now look, you're not, yeah, see you. All right, apparently it doesn't work with capital letters, so I got to fix that. That's for you, Carla. All right, so I'm having a lot of fun live streaming and figuring it out. All right, if you have to type a lowercase clap. Okay. All right. So anyway, I was saying, I met this funny enough, I met this woman, this young lady right here. Carla, $50. Oh my God, we're clapping again. Clap, Carla. We're clapping for Carla. Clap. All right. I met her brother yesterday, funny enough. This woman right here.
Yes, we are. We're gonna have fun. We are. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Did you get some spice? Oh, it's all good. It's all good. Stand strong, right? Absolutely.
Can't really hear.
New friend. Hi. I'm a lawyer. Pittsburgh here, and I just admire your work so much. Consumer protection.
Good for
I'm
you.
protecting
Good
consumers.
for you. You know, that's the work I did at AG. That's good stuff. That's really good.
All right, well, I can't hear this one. But, all right, let's do this one.
Understand? I'm pretty sure you know.
Oh, it's gonna be good. We're gonna be good. We're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. We are all in this together.
Yes, we are.
We're gonna be fine.
we are.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Thank you so much.
Huh? Yeah. Did you get some spices? Oh, it's all good. It's all good. We're standing strong.
Oh, my gosh.
Right? We love our country.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Who's this? Is this a relative of yours or just a new friend?
Just a new friend.
Hi.
I'm a
You're a Georgetown?
lawyer in Pittsburgh here, and I just
Oh, good
admire
for
your
you.
work so much.
Good. What kind of law you practice?
Consumer protection.
Good for you.
I'm protecting consumers.
Good for you. You know, that's the work I did at AG.
Yes,
That's good
yes,
stuff.
yes.
That's
Can I
really
please
good.
go?
Of course. Come on. Let's do it. Come on.
Oh my God, I'm shaking.
There we
Someone
go.
take it. I did not get it. Can someone take it from me, please?
Real,
Yellow
like,
jacket. Come here.
if that were me, I very briefly, I'll show you. I very briefly, like, it couldn't have been more brief, but I very briefly met the vice president. So, but I'm telling you, this was, like, that was like 3 seconds. It was like, hello, this is Keith Edwards, creator. Hi, Keith. Picture. Goodbye. That was it.
They're my school.
They're your school? What school is that?
Freeport.
Freeport? What's your name?
Charlotte.
Nice to meet you, Charlotte. I'm Kamala. Are you cooking also? What are you doing here? Or did you bring an adult with you? Or you just hanging out?
How are you?
Can I have a hug?
Yes, come here. Of course. Aw. How's school going? Has it started?
Great.
Yeah?
Uh-huh.
It's going well?
Yeah.
What's your teacher's name?
My homeroom teacher is Mr. Gaylott.
Mr. Gala? Okay, will you deliver a message to your teacher? And you're going to have to say the Vice President asked me to deliver this message.
Thank you,
Okay,
Dwayne.
here's the message. Thank you for being a teacher. Will you do that for me? Okay, high five. There we go. Ah, you're good. You're a leader already. Come on. Yes, come on.
Here. This way.
Got it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
You keep doing your work. You're doing really good. That's good work.
Charlotte, right here. Can I get a picture?
Yes, sweetheart. Come on. Here's the picture. Got it. Parents in there. Come on, parents.
Thank you.
Trump could never do this. Trump could never do this, ever. I mean, have you seen Trump try to be normal? Trump, kids. This is when he was talking to a kid.
How are you doing? How old are you, Colin? 7. Wow, that's pretty good, right? Is everything good? You're doing well in school? That's great. What are you going to do for Christmas?
Hello, good evening.
Well, that's very good. Well, you just have a good time. Are you still a believer in Santa? Because at 7 it's marginal, right? Well, you just enjoy yourself.
Who says that to a kid? Do you still believe in Santa? Yeah, have you ever seen Trump hug? Anyway, so the stakes of the election, I mean, I don't think it's a small thing, honestly. Like, I don't think it's a small thing for, to want a leader who can inspire you, but is also compassionate. I think that moment from Trump, and it's like a mountain of moments that we all overlook because each moment is worse than the last. But I think what that shows is that he does not have any form of empathy. It's complete narcissism. Complete narcissism. Yes, of course you still believe in Santa when you're around kids. It's like what you do. All right, are you ready to be, you ready to get into some of this Trump stuff? I don't know if have y'all seen this? Have you seen the speech? I haven't watched it. I figured I'd just save it for a live stream. No? No? Not yet? Okay, let's watch it. Let's roll tape. All right, I haven't seen any of this. All right, so here's what this says. Trump attacks Harris as someone in the crowd has a medical emergency. Okay. Okay, of course.
You say it. Okay, medic, please. Doctor, thank you. Thank you very much. Take your time. Thank you, doctor. We get the greatest service here. It's amazing the way they just are right on it. Amazing. And some people are out here for 3 days. 3 days. So it's really incredible that things like this don't happen more often, actually. But they always turn out to be good. They're excited. They're excited by what we're doing because we're taking our country back from these lunatics. Take your time, doctor. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Have you all seen the difference between what Tim Walz does when people had a medical emergency? Yes, yes. Have you seen Cheryl just, or is it Cheryl who mentioned it? Oh, Savory Exposure just mentioned it. Let's just see the difference. Tim Walz, medical emergency. All right, this is like, it's 37 seconds long, but all right, this is like, yes, this is better.
And just so you know, when I was in Congress, I was the top gun at the trap shoot 3 years in a row. I can outshoot them, too. I can outshoot these guys. Look, freedom is when... Freedom... Oh! Can we get somebody to help? Somebody's hot. Somebody's hot. Can we get somebody to help? You okay? Drink some water, folks. It is hot out. Get somebody else.
Like, what a difference.
Thank you.
Completely stops. Is very much so, like, aware of the person, focused on the person.
Think okay?
Night and day. Night and day. All right, and again, compare that to this.
Thank you, doctor. We get the greatest service here. It's amazing the way they just are right on it. Amazing.
It's not about the person. It's
and
about
some
the
people
doctor.
are out here
We've
for
got the
3
best
days.
Service. People
3
are here
days.
for 3 days.
So it's really incredible.
It's about him.
But things like this don't happen more often, actually, but they always turn out to be good. They're excited. They're excited by what we're doing because we're taking our country back.
And then brings it back to him. Brings it back to him.
Take your time, doctor. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Can you imagine waiting in line 3 days to see? It's a great speech. Comrade, all right, should we pause? All right. Listen, I have got no plans for tonight. Should we pause watching Donald Trump's same old act? And instead, would you all want, but see, the thing is, the title is about the speech. Or should we watch Tim? I say let's go through this stuff and then we can watch Tim Walz's speech. That's what I would do. That's what I want to do. Let's have our vegetables. Let's have our vegetables, and then we can watch Tim Walz. Yes. Yeah. All right. Great.
Thank you all very much. Thank you. I don't want to say too many thank yous because you saw Kamala at the convention when she got
Kamala.
up. Thank you. Thank
Kamala.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, Jeff.
Thank you. Thank you. I said, what's wrong with her? What the? So I don't want to say too much. Is that right, Walz? I got just every once in a while I'll say thank you, and I mean it, thank you. But my thank you is meaningful, I will tell you.
Can we talk about this glass? Can we talk about this glass here? Because I think it's like, hey, if you want to live in a world with guns and you want there to be a Second Amendment, what are you scared about? The glass is a spit screen. Well, that's one thing. All right, Trump. Trump's saying he's going to eliminate the federal Department of Education and send education back to the state. That's a Project 2025 thing.
To indoctrinate America's youth with all sorts of things that you don't want to have our youth hearing. Ultimately, we'll live, and you know what we're doing here. I say it all the time. I'm dying to get back to do this. We will ultimately eliminate the federal Department of Education and send education back to Wisconsin and back to the states.
My question, and I don't understand why this isn't asked more, but like, why didn't Donald Trump do it? He had 4 years. Why didn't he do it? He had 4 years if this was so important to you. And I'm glad he didn't do it. But every single policy that he wants to enact, why wasn't it done in the last 4 years that he was there? All right. Trump is underselling himself here, or lowering expectations, saying that Kamala is going to win the debate no matter what.
But it's indicative of stupidity, and she's worse than him. He is a smarter person than she is. Oh, they're waiting for the debate. You know, if I destroy her in the debate, they'll say, Trump suffered a humiliating defeat tonight, no matter what. Although they did, you know, with Biden, one of the CNN people said that about he is a smart.
Oops. He cannot get over the fact that Biden is not in the race. It is so funny. It is so funny. He so badly wishes it was 2 months ago.
Defeat tonight, no matter what. Although they did, you know, with Biden, one of the CNN people said that about they said the Donald Trump performance tonight was the single greatest debate performance I've ever seen. 2 days later, all they did is talk about how bad he was. They didn't talk about me. They didn't talk about me anymore.
It is, I've said this before, but it's literally like, it's like a guy who's 32 and he's still talking about his glory days in high school. Like, he just cannot get past the fact that things have changed. He just can't get past it. All right. Oh my God. I cannot believe he's saying this. Wow.
We will establish a panel of top experts to investigate what is causing the decades-long increase in chronic health problems and childhood diseases, including the autoimmune disorders, autism, obesity, infertility, and much more. And Bobby's going to be very much involved in that. We're going to get him involved because that's what he likes. That's what he's great at.
Wow.
Isn't it great to have a Kennedy with us? Isn't that nice? And this is really, I mean, I don't want to disrespect the rest of the family, but this has been the dominant Kennedy for the last 25 years. You know, he's a great guy. I've known him a long time. He's a great guy.
Oh my God. Kennedy conspiracy theories. This is the guy that Trump just said is going to lead his health. What did he? Or this is like not really comprehensive. I just need like an Axios. Axios is so good at this stuff. I'm just gonna list it. I know it. You just have to believe me though. He, RFK Jr. believes or has said that Jewish people are immune to COVID. He has said that vaccines cause autism. He has said that there is no such thing as a safe and effective vaccine. RFK Jr. has said that. RFK Jr. has also said that there is a chemical in the water that turns people trans. RFK Jr. has said that Wi-Fi and 5G is causing brain cancer. That is who he wants to investigate chronic health problems. I'm not making any of that up. Ghoulish. All right, here's Donald Trump showing his signs of dementia.
This is really terrible. And finally, I will support modifying the 25th Amendment to make clear that if a vice president lies or engages in a conspiracy to cover up the incapacity of the president of the United States.
Mr. Bojangles says Bruce Springsteen's talking about the gold glare days. Yeah, that's right, Mr. Bojangles. That is Donald Trump. Let's give a clap. Let's clap in the chat. Clap, clap, clap. Let's clap in the chat for Mr. Bojangles. Thank you so much for the $10. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, Peter. Thank you for becoming an intro member. Thank you so much, Peter. All right, these claps are for Peter and for Mr. Bojangles. If you're new to the live stream, I have set it up so that when you type in clap, it has to be lowercase. I'm going to fix it later so it can be lowercase and uppercase. See? But if you type in clap, a little emoji on the screen will appear. The one thing I'm mad about is that I did have it working where the names were all different colors. And so I've got to get that fixed. But I think that's pretty easy to fix. Or I'll fix it later. That's the one thing I can't test on my own, so. But we're having fun. It's fun for me, at least. This is like a chat. I mean, it does look, yeah, thank you. I think it looks good. It took me 6 hours to figure this out. Like, if you notice, like, the special emojis that members have show up in the chat. That took me 5 hours to figure out. I'm not even kidding you. It took me 5 hours to figure out. And I used ChatGPT to code it all. So, but I guess I'm turning into a streamer, but this looks like a real live stream. You should see the beginning live streams. It's much different. All right, let's watch the United States.
Make clear that if a vice president lies or engages in a conspiracy to cover up the incapacity of the president of the United States. If you do capacity of the president of the United States. If you do that with a cover,
I want to make that part of my soundboard. I have these.
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree?
I should get United States.
You exist in the context of all in which you live and what came before you.
Donald Trump, I think she should say that. I think she should say that on the debate. I think if Donald Trump says something insane, I think she should say, Donald Trump is acting like he just fell out of a coconut tree. And the internet would go nuts. The internet would go nuts. I'm sure the mainstream media would hate it, but the internet would go nuts, and it's all anyone would talk about if she did that. If she went,
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree?
the internet would go nuts. That's all the debate would be about. I don't know, but that's why I'm doing this and I'm not doing debate prep, because those would be my ideas. All right, here's the. It's not really. Okay, Trump. If we don't win Colorado, it'll be taken over by migrants and the government will be fleeing. Okay.
So if I don't win Colorado, it will be taken over by migrants and the governor will be sent fleeing, because the people of Colorado should really do something that would be a classic. They should do a major protest vote in favor of Trump to reject the threat to democracy that they caused by an attempt at ballot removal. And Illinois is really the same thing. And Maine, another one. I mean, I don't understand. You know, I did very well in Maine.
Okay. I mean, I'm just bored by it all. Oh, Hannibal Lecter.
And insane asylums. And then the press, when I say Dr. Hannibal Lecter, the press says, oh, why did he mention that? They're wise guys back there, just wise guys. They say he rambled and started.
Paula asked if I'm going to cover the debate live, and that is a great question. I do not know if I'm allowed to. I could get a copyright strike if I'm not allowed to. So I would like to, but I don't know if I can. I think what I'm going to do is plan on not doing it. No, that's not the right way to say it. I'm going to plan on doing it, but I'm going to see if other people do it, because I wish I had a contact at YouTube, because I could ask them, like, hey, can I live stream? And they would tell me yes or no, but I don't know. If it's on C-SPAN, probably I can. Yes. So will it be on C-SPAN? Does anyone know? So it's a complicated copyright law, where, like, I think you actually, like, at least with the CNN debate, you had to apply to get a multi-stream, and they weren't giving it to any stream, or you had to actually pay, I think. So, like, when CNN did it, MSNBC carried it, and Fox, but I think they were either paid for the right to stream it or something. I don't know. It was something complicated like that. So it's just, but my thought as someone who is not a copyright lawyer at all is that, well, if it's on ABC, that's like a broadcast station, the America, like the country, like the F, I don't know. I'm so out of my league, but I feel like the government gives it the allowance to broadcast. I said that so poorly, but and also it's the presidential debate. I don't know. So I don't know. I asked Brian Tyler Cohen. He's looking into it.
It's incredible. And Tim Scott was incredible. And you have a governor in a certain place that has a lot of oil. You know who I'm talking about. How good was he? And you have just great places and great people. And I got to know so many. I picked JD, and I could have picked anyone. They would have been great.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do it after. Yeah, I'm going to do a post-debate live. I think that's what I'll do, Kaylee, honestly. I'll do a post-debate live. We'll talk about it after. I think that's probably the move. I don't want to get a copyright strike. All right, so here's Donald Trump saying the real, I mean, this is all right, I'm over it. Who cares? Who cares? Boring, boo, so stupid, boring. It's the same stuff for the past decade, boo. All right, do you want to move on to Tim Walz? Do you want to watch Tim Walz's HRC speech? Let's move on, shall we? Okay. Where is the full thing? I bet you it's on their YouTube. It's here.
Safe haven for anyone seeking transition care. Proven.
Oh my gosh, Peter, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Everyone, let's give a clap out to Peter. That's a clap with a lowercase c. Thank you so much, Peter.
Thank you, HRC. Wow.
I love all these gay people saying coach.
Well, thank you for inviting me, and more importantly, maybe thank you for the privilege of being able to stand with each of one of you. President Robinson, thank you for the kind introduction. I'd also like to say, on a point of personal privilege, there's a strong contingent of Minnesotans in the House, so thank you, Minnesotans. For all of you here tonight and around the country listening who've done so much to advance the cause of equality and freedom, I'm proud to count so many of you as friends. I'm grateful that you brought your time, your talents, and your treasures to be here tonight, and I'm fired up to be at your side. I got to tell you, because of all the things that are going on, all the places you could be, all the things you could have done, you came here tonight. One is, it's the best party in the country tonight, so that's why you're here.
That's true.
But the deeper reason
the best gay bar in the world is that HRC dinner tonight.
you're here is for that very simple and beautiful reason. You love this country, and that's why you're here. You love the principles that we stand for. Well, for some of you who don't know, I am Tim Walz, and I'm the governor of Minnesota right now, but I like to make sure that I say that I was a school teacher for a lot of years, but right now, I'm proud to be the running mate of the next president of the United States, Kamala Harris. The privilege of getting to know this phenomenal leader, from a prosecutor, district attorney, attorney general, U.S. senator, and vice.
Let's get some coaches in the chat. Members, let's put those coach emojis into the chat. Let's fire it up.
Yes, by the way, she's more qualified than anybody that's ever run for this office. Let's just be clear. But she didn't just take those talents for herself. She fights every single day on the side of the American people. And what I have to say, of all the things that the other side has messed up, the other things that they've done, the thing that I'll not forgive them for is the thing that Vice President Harris is fixing most. She's bringing joy back to our politics, decency back to how we do things. And this is not a new thing for her. This started a long time ago. And for the folks of California, in 2010, our Californians who are here, in 2010, this is the joy she brought. So here's the scene. Years earlier, as the DA of San Francisco, Vice President Harris took one of the toughest stances in the nation against hate crimes. She led the fight to end the hateful gay and transgender panic defense. We know what that leads to, and we know the countless deaths and misery that was brought upon by that. She took it on, and she also officiated some of the first same-sex marriages in the entire country.
Was the Gay and Trans Defense Act, like, if you were like with someone and you thought they were gay, or like you found out they were gay or trans and you killed them or like hurt them, you couldn't be charged? Is that what that was? I forgot all about that. Jesus Christ.
Then she went on to become the Attorney General of the largest state in the country. And the moment it arrived,
yeah, I panic if someone thinks I'm attractive.
to defend marriage equality. And she threw her whole self into that fight. If you know Kamala Harris, she doesn't just pick these fights when she talks about it. And this is the thing to keep in mind. All she does is win. All she does is win. So when the word came down that same-sex marriage had been legalized in California, 2 plaintiffs asked Kamala Harris to officiate her ceremony. While they were at City Hall celebrating that marriage, she got a call from 2 more plaintiffs saying that a clerk in Los Angeles County was denying their marriage certificate. So she grabbed the phone, and some of you've seen this. Yes.
I mean, that is an example of how far we've come. It is an example of how far we've come.
To put the clerk on the line. And she did what she did best. She didn't mince words, and she made it very clear. She said, "This is Kamala Harris. You must start the marriage immediately." And then she added, and I don't know if this always gets in the videos, she added the best line to that. She told the clerk, "Have a good day and enjoy it. It's going to be fun."
Chris,
she hasn't
thank you for
looked back
gifting
from that
one
day.
gift membership.
As a U.S. Senator, she fought hard for the Equality Act, introduced a bill to make sure you ensured access to PrEP. And as Vice President, and I say this, it is not a stretch and the facts are there, this is the most pro-LGBTQ plus administration in American history. She helped President Biden pass the landmark Respect for Marriage Act, requiring every state and territory to fully honor same-sex and interracial marriage. And she helped stop the ignorant and Byzantine practice of banning gay and bisexual men from donating blood.
Oh my gosh. I think
it's important in this room.
So offensive for so long. Gay men can't give blood if we're not just if you had been having like sex, which by the way is most gay men, and that finally ended, but it had been going on for 40 years.
Us to remember these things, because keep in mind,
I've never given blood because I had not been allowed to.
There's some other folks on the other side, given one chance to get back in the White House, they will go back at every one of these things we talk about. We talk about progress and moving forward because she said it. We're sure the hell not going back on these things. We're not going to go back. But be clear, they're going to be there. Things like strengthening mental health resources for LGBTQ plus youth. We know what the statistics are. They're horrific for our young people. From suicides to self-harm to all of the other things that go.
All right, hold on. Let's read some of this in the chat. Sabri says, I was living in Georgia at the time. It was a huge deal with that what Gavin and Kamala had done for us. Those of us living in red states. I was so excited when I moved to California and voted for Kamala and Gavin. Oh my gosh. Wait. Oh my God. 10 gifted memberships. 10 gifted memberships. Everyone in here is going to be a member. Thank you so much. That's so nice of you. Jeez Louise. Thank you so much.
With it, we know that this fight is the most important fight that's on our plate. So I have to tell you, she made human rights.
Guys, I'm just going to say I love the clap thing. That took a while to figure out, but it looks so good. It looks so good. Because the whole point of these live streams is like, obviously, we're all here. But there are going to be people that watch this back. and they get to see the full experience. You know, it's so nice. I love it. It just adds like so much more dimension to the experience. It's awesome. Anyway, I'm really excited about it.
For LGBTQ plus individuals around the world, a top priority in this nation's foreign policy. We must lead. We must be the country that leads on it. She worked with President Biden on historic executive orders protecting folks from discrimination. And the reason she did it was pretty simple. Kamala Harris believes in equal justice under law. And that means, not very complicated, equal justice under law. It is not to be debated. It's not that difficult. The precedence is set. But look, we know what this fight is. We know that we can all relate to some of this. And I'll tell you this fight, and I think about it for me. For some of you maybe heard this. I was born in a small place called West Point, Nebraska. I grew up, yay, somebody's from West Point. There we go. There's two of us. The town I grew up in had 400 people. 24 classmates, 12 were cousins. Somebody brought up the prom dating to me. Yes, it's interesting. But look, when you're in a community like that, community was a way of life. My folks showed me, teach generosity to your neighbors, work hard for the common good. Those are values that I brought work as a social studies teacher and a high school football coach.
Okay. If you want to become a member, Sparky, you have to go to YouTube on Safari or Chrome. You have to do it through the web browser, and then there will be a dollar symbol. And I wish it was a different symbol because I think it's a little like tactless for it to be a dollar symbol, whatever. You tap or click on that, and then there'll be options to become a member.
Now, those of you who teach know this. You learn far more from your students than they learn from you, no matter how good of a teacher you are. You know how that works.
Sharon says, okay, just turned in the heading for the podcast. We were watching Trump in the beginning of the podcast, and now if you look at the full screen, when people type clap, a clap emoji shows up. That's why people are saying clap. So it looks a little strange in the YouTube chat, but this is for people who watch full screen.
So some of my
people who watch back
students, and this is in the late 90s, were concerned about an uptick in bullying.
You cannot become a member via mobile. Julia, welcome. Welcome to the welcome to the membership.
Amongst the gay and lesbian community in our school. One of those brave students is here tonight. Jacob Rayton's a dear friend of mine who's here. And Jacob, look, I'm coaching football. I'm an old, straight, white guy. I'm teaching social studies. You're all picturing the damn
he's going to tell this story.
Stereotype here. Turns out that I'm like opposite world of Tommy Tuberville, though, so in this for some of you. So when Jake asked if I'd be interested in being the advisor to the Gay Straight Alliance, I said absolutely. I understood what it meant to be that older, straight, white guy who was coaching football. Allyship is a great thing, but what many of you in here knows is it's easy to be an ally when it's easy to be an ally. What really matters is knowing who's going to be at your side and stand up when it's hard.
Wow.
And it was in those moments that those students inspired me years later. Look, I'm a 40-something guy with little kids who is teaching school, trying to pay the mortgage. The idea of running for office never got to me or thought about it, but those students inspired me. And what they saw in me is what I was trying to instill in them, this commitment to a common good, a belief one person can make a difference in other people's lives. So in 2006, I took the leap, ran for Congress. No one told me at that time, and I, of course, apparently couldn't Google it. In that district, there had been one other Democrat since 1892.
Wow.
And in that red district, I was in a state that had banned same-sex marriage for a decade. But I knew I was right, and I ran on the platform that supported equality. And this is what I said. I got asked at a debate if I supported civil unions. I said, sure, if that's your thing. But I said, my marriage to my wife, Gwen, is the most important thing in my life. I love her deeply. Why would I stop anybody else from marrying the person they love? That makes no sense. Now,
Wow.
this was 2006, and some of you with a little more gray hair or less of it can remember this time, that the other side said, oh, a B-rate candidate finally showed his true colors by saying this. Well, as it turned out, a majority of my neighbors agreed with us, and they elected me to represent them in the United States House.
Wow.
And after it was over, some people came up to me and said, wow, you won in spite of being pro-choice and pro-gay marriage. And I said, no, you've got this wrong. I won because I was for those positions. That's why we won. So when I got to Congress, I showed up there, and the House historian told me at the time I was the highest-ranking enlisted soldier at the time. I served on the House Veterans Affairs Committee, and I worked with my roommate, Patrick Murphy from Bucks County, Pennsylvania, to overturn Don't Ask, Don't Tell. And was proud to be an early supporter for the Respect for Marriage Act that we finally got passed and signed into law. Now, I tell you this, again, no one should get a pat on the back for doing what's right. For God's sakes, the bar is pretty damn low here to treat people like human beings. Equal justice under law, it's not a high bar. It's not a high bar. But we know the forces that are aligned against it. So this is where champions rise up, whether it's a young student at a school in southern Minnesota, or it was someone who I met, and I wished I had not met under the circumstance it was, but someone who changed my life. I was there when we passed the Matthew Shepard Hate Crime Prevention Act. And I had the privilege, when the final vote was coming.
This guy is legit. Like, this is, like, I grew up in Macomb County, which is white, working class county outside of Detroit. I came out at 16. It is courageous leaders. This is what being a man is like, and it's men like this who gave me the strength to be able to come out at such a young age, because this is a real man, and he so reminds me of the guys I grew up with that did not make me feel bad because I was a little bit different. We are so lucky. We are so lucky that he is being a leader right now, but also he is showing so many men what real strength looks like. Real strength isn't cutting someone down. It's lifting them up.
Up in the House, and it was going to be close. I walked to the House floor through the tunnels from the Longworth House office building over to the Capitol. And I made that walk with Matthew's mom, Judy Shepard. And the sheriff who found Matthew's body tied to that fence post in Wyoming. And I remember walking with a mother who had lost her son and hearing the sheriff tell me the only place that wasn't bloody was where the tears ran down Matthew's eyes. And I watched a mother and the unbelievable pain that I couldn't even fathom to lose a child this way, walk with her head held high to make sure that none of the rest of us ever have to get a call from someone. So I just want to say,
I mean, I'm really lucky that I was just on the other curve of, like, I think Will and Grace came out in like 99. Like, I think it was just becoming kind of like somewhat socially acceptably gay. And then I came out in 2001. I got very lucky when I was born at the time.
My friend Judy Shepard and her husband Dennis are here tonight, and I'd like us all to give them a big round of applause.
Oh, wow.
This room is full of heroes like that, things that were done, some of them bigger, small things, ways to make people's lives a little bit easier. But what I knew was, when I had the chance to get elected to office and make a difference, look, there's a lot of people, you don't get elected to office to bank political capital so you can get elected again. You get elected to office to burn political capital to improve lives as quickly as you can. And so when we got the majority in Minnesota, for the first time in over a decade, we had the governor's office, we had the House, and we had the Senate by one vote. And we got busy. First thing we did is we banned conversion therapy in Minnesota. We protected transgender community and said, in Minnesota, you are seen, heard, loved, and respected, and safe in Minnesota.
That's right.
And we did something a little bit. We banned banning books, especially banning LGBTQ books for themes in.
So crazy, banning books. How is that even a thing? Real quick, I just want to say it is crazy to me, and I'm very grateful. There's almost 900 of you on here watching right now. Thank you all for just being here with me. This is great. It's a great way to spend a Saturday night for me. So thank you for being here. Just so glad we can have this community.
Think about it in this room. This is what these folks are focusing on, spending all their time. Like reading about two male penguins who love each other is somehow going to turn your children gay, and that's what you should worry about.
Honestly, thank you for the Mr. Jangles. Thank you for the $10. Put us all in, Coach Walz. We're ready to play for you. Oh, I love that. I need to get better at sports metaphors. I think Saturday streams might be the thing. Maybe that's what we do. Saturday night streams. I've been trying to find a good time. Maybe it's Saturday night streams.
But here's what I'll tell you. It's a fact of life. Some people are gay. But you know what's not a fact of life? That our children need to be shot dead in schools. That's not a fact of life.
Hey, James.
Folks are banning books, but they're okay with weapons of war being in our schools. Look, that's not this country. It doesn't have to be this way. It doesn't happen elsewhere. We're going to make sure our children are seen, they bring their authentic selves, and then we're going to make sure they're safe when they get there. So thank you. What this election boils down to, in a lot of ways, it's fundamentally about freedom. Now, it's not just a great song that Vice President Harris walks onto, although it is a great song that Vice President Harris walks onto. But it's truly fundamentally, what does freedom mean? And some of you in here, I keep coming back to it, some of us who are a little older, because we got to go back a little ways in history here. When Republicans used to talk about freedom, many of them actually meant it. They weren't going to turn their backs on our allies. They weren't going to leave Ukraine to themselves. They weren't going to start doing the things they did. But that's not true anymore. Donald Trump and J.D. Vance, their idea of freedom, that the government should be free to invade every corner of our lives, our bedrooms, our kids' schools, even our doctor's office. And I say this, where I come from, and I know where all of you come from, I respect my neighbor's personal choices. I wouldn't make some of the choices they make. But you know what? When it comes to personal things, bodily autonomy, your gender identity, when to start a family, marrying who you love, might sound a little bit old-fashioned on that, but I think we just need to be really good neighbors. Everyone just deserves to be treated with respect.
That's right.
Freedom to make that choice. And I keep reinforcing this because they talk about this. You know, there's no government's too big and all this. Big enough to be in my bedroom, apparently. Big enough to be in your uterus. Big enough to be in every library. Big enough to do that. But here's the thing. This society works best, whether it's small towns or large towns, and I say this because I bet every state could say this, but in Minnesota, things work really well because we have a saying that I talk about a lot. You know, everything works better if you just mind your own damn business and I'll mind mine. So, nothing. This idea and this obsession, and you've heard me say this,
Wait,
they're
someone
all
gave five.
angry
Dwayne,
that I'm
thank you
being
so
mean
much
to
for the
them.
5 memberships. Thank you so much.
The other night, Donald Trump did a town hall where he got to control what he said, and he reassured the audience there 11 times that he was not weird. If you're reminding someone you're not weird, you probably, yeah. But look, my point
Oh
was,
my gosh.
my
Okay,
point
hold
was,
on. We're gonna
who
pause
is
the stream
ask-
for this one. All right, first off, Carla just gave $100. So thank you, Carla. That is so much money. Thank you so much. And she says, I was 21 when AIDS was identified. I watched my friends get killed. My best friend died alone from AIDS. Oh, I'm so sorry. Hearing this brings all that back in my mind. I wore shirts saying silence equals death. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for doing that. It made my voice heard. Here we are now, tears flowing with memories. Thank you so, Carla, that is so kind of you. I'm so sorry you went through that, but I'm so grateful that we have you on our side and someone like, you know, you were an ally in that moment because thank God your friend had you, Carla. Thank you. Gosh. That's amazing. I think I want to show everyone what that shirt looks like. Silence equals death. That's actually really great. Yeah, Act Up. That's what it's from. Yeah. So, thank you, Carla.
Asking for this agenda that they're doing? Who's asking for them to take away our freedoms? Who's asking them to take away reproductive?
That's right. Act Up is gay history. I used to, when I lived in New York, I would go to the LGBTQ center weekly. And that's where so much of that moment occurred.
Freedoms. And I spoke personally about this because it's personal for so many of us.
Thank you, A,
The
for the
decision of
fi-
how
the
and
f-
what way,
I don't know,
what your
was that
family's going to
$5?
look
Thank
like.
you, A.
Once again, that's your decision.
Nicholas, for the
But
5
for
Australian
us,
dollars. Thank
in
you so
my
much.
family, we had to go through fertility treatments. Thank God we had insurance. Thank God we had access to fertility treatments. And those of you, if you've been through this, whatever way that looks, it's agonizing, whether you're waiting for adoption or you're waiting for those phone calls. Did the treatment work? And then finding out it didn't. And then starting again. It's stressful. It's hard. I sure the hell don't need J.D. Vance giving me advice on it. It's not helpful. It's not helpful. And it's a simple fix. You worry about your family, I'll worry about mine. It's a very simple fix. So for us, I'll have to tell you, when that call finally came and our daughter was born, it wasn't by chance that we called her Hope, because that was our belief. It was the strongest and most powerful word in the universe. And so my daughter Hope is here tonight with me, by the way. So. And I don't know if you saw it at the convention here last week, the vice president pretty much took back freedom from the other side, that now belongs with us, and that's what we're saying. Took back the flag. They haven't cornered patriotism. And I'm not going to allow them to talk about family values while they're doing everything possible to invade our personal lives and our families. And I think there's a lot of people, this is just my pro tip of the day. Look, there's two of us that have the privilege of, it's kind of crazy in a country this big that there's two people. One of the two is going to be the next vice president of the United States. So my pro tip to my opponent on the other side is, quit talking about women's childbearing issues. Quit talking about it. Mm-hmm. Because no one cares what your thoughts are on if my family counts or doesn't. No one cares. No one cares. And in Minnesota, and this one I'm not going to take a back seat in, while those guys were banning books in their schools, we were banning hunger in ours.
Wow.
So
These are good lines.
if you're going to talk about family values, then at least show up and vote when the child tax credit is there, which we know can reduce childhood poverty by 1/3. They didn't do anything. When Donald Trump was in office, he made it more difficult. They didn't do anything on lowering child care costs. Did you hear? He's got a plan on child care costs that no one in the world understood a damn word about it. Not one thing. But there are things you can do, and we did it in Minnesota. And one of the things you can do is you can start making sure that you're doing things like the child tax credit and making it easier for same-sex couples to start and raise their families openly with love and pride, and make sure that the support is there. So that outdated, narrow ideology, there's no one asking.
He is cooking.
But here's what I worry about for all of you and for all of us. It's not just what they did, because they tried hard. This time, they're not playing. They are coming to do the things that they said they wanted to do. And I said this as a football coach. If somebody takes the time to draw up a playbook, they're going to use it. So when you keep hearing us, and I'll talk about it every single day because I know what it will do. I know what it will do to destroy this country. This Project
Krista,
2020
says, you're just as important as everyone running for election. We all are. It's hard to reach out sometimes. Thank you for bringing us together. Oh, thank you, Krista. I'm so glad we're all here.
that's out there to restrict freedoms, demonize this community, bully vulnerable children. The message is simple from all of us. And here in about 59 days, you're going to get a chance to send that message is, leave our kids the hell alone. Leave our kids alone.
Mr. Bojangles, let's get I'm going to do one of these for Mr. Bojangles. We just gave 5 memberships.
You exist in the context of all in which you live and what came before you.
Mr. Bojangles lives in the context. Thank you, Mr. Bojangles, so much.
And I have to tell you this one too, and this is one that we keep remembering, and this is a thank you to all those folks. We talked about the don't ask, don't tell, but I want to make sure that we recognize this too. We've had thousands of brave transgender troops, decorated warriors who serve this country in uniform. When Donald Trump was commander-in-chief, he belittled them and he banned them from service. Thankfully, President Biden and Vice President Harris rescinded that stupid, bigoted policy. If you want to serve this nation, you should be allowed to, and what we should do is respect that service. They should not get incoming fire from their commander-in-chief, attacking their basic dignity, humanity, and patriotism. And I will say this, I didn't serve for 24 years in this to have those guys diminish another troop's service. I will stand with them every single time.
Coach is cooking. Coach is cooking.
I know I'm preaching to the choir a little bit, but we got 59 days to sing, so the choir needs to sing. And I am a believer. Look, you heard me. I taught school for a couple decades, so I do know, and I supervised the lunchroom, by the way, for a lot of those times. So I am at once an eternal optimist, but 2, I do know that fear is a good short-term motivator.
Yes.
But it doesn't change behaviors. We're not running against those guys. We need to know what they're going to do. We need to know what we're up against. We need to know what the threat is from them. But what we need to do over the next 59 days is get ready to tell people exactly what we're going to do, exactly what Vice President, then President Harris will do. So we'll start by this. Lowering taxes on working families and making sure those at the top and corporations can pay their fair share. They're doing fine. They're doing fine. We're going to protect Social Security and Medicare, and we're going to make sure the Affordable Care Act is strengthened. And look, about a dozen states have it. If you're in one of these states that have it, it's great, but the rest of the country needs it. It is time for us to quit being the last country on earth to have paid family and medical leave for this. It is time to be done. And it's going to be very clear every single day. this freedom issue, that it's going to be you and people make the decisions about their health care, not a politician. So look, everybody should be free to get an education, and that should be a path to the middle class. It shouldn't be a path to crippling student loan debt for decades to come. We can fix this. And I'm going to say it once again. Our kids should be free to go to school without worrying about being shot dead in the halls. It's that simple. Vice President Harris, fight, make sure that we continue to pass the Equality Act, enshrine anti-discrimination protections and LGBTQ Americans' health care into law, housing, education, and so much more. Now look, if it sounds like a tall order, I'll say it again. I'm an eternal optimist. Think about this. When I was a kid growing up in Nebraska, being gay was illegal. Still technically illegal. Look how much has changed since this organization was founded 40 years ago. Can you imagine going back to me, a high schooler in the early 80s, and saying, you know what? We're going to kick down the barriers. We're going to open doors. We're going to pass laws that lets you bring your authentic self, love who you want to love, and live the life that you want to live all by yourself with no interference from government.
So crazy that, like...
So I told you, hope,
but are there trolls
and my
in here?
hope.
Where are there trolls? Hold on. Let me pull up the full screen chat. I didn't realize there were trolls in our midst. What? Where are there trolls? All right. Do we want someone to, does someone want to be a, let me just like, Damien, where are you, Damien? Oh, Damien, we're going to put you in timeout. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Is an incredibly powerful room, or an incredibly powerful word. You look around this room, you can feel hope. You feel that people want to see this. We hope we win this election. We hope we pass these laws. We hope we lift people out of poverty. That's a good thing to have, but my wife always reminds me of this. It's not a damn plan. It's not a plan to hope we win this election. We've got to have a plan, and we've
I'll make you a mod, Josh.
got to work for it. And I ask you to look around this room. We got about 3,500 people in this room. What if we talk to one more person before this election? What if we do one more phone bank? What if we make one more door knock? What if we dig deep and give a little bit more to this campaign? Because what we know is this: politics is not an end, it's a means to an end. If we want that hope to become reality, we've got to do the work to make it happen. I know you're out there doing it. You came here tonight.
I missed this. Sorry, RD. I missed this super chat. Sorry. RD Tripp says, voices and hearts like yours give me hope for our LGBTQ future in large part because of your investment. Thank you, RD. I mean, this is a group effort. We're all here doing the best we can.
You came here when you could have been somewhere else. And in 59 days, we get to chart our way forward. We organize, we donate, we volunteer. And I've been saying this: when in life do you get a chance in 59 days to make an impact that will last for generations? Because we know if you want to go see what the alternative is, it's the worst read in the world, but it's 925 pages. It's Project 2025. And as Vice President Harris said, we're not going back to the days. No. We're not going back to the discrimination. We're not going to force our children into situations where they become suicidal. We're not going to continue to demonize people because of who they are.
We're not.
And we're not going to continue to allow people in this country to go hungry or to be shot dead because we don't make decisions that can improve that. So we've got 59 days. 59 days, each and every one of us. What every little bit we can do, we can make a difference. So I've been saying this, and I truly believe this. We can do anything for 59 days. Sleep when you're dead. Worry about that later. But now is the time. So it's up to us, Vice President Harris, myself, our entire team, all of you, HRC. We're fighting for a better country, a better world. We're fighting for the folks who aren't here tonight. We're fighting for the folks who may not vote for us. But we're doing it because it's the values that this country were founded on. So as Vice President Harris said, if we're willing to fight, we win. When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. Thank you, HRC.
When we fight, we win. I'm gonna pause this because I don't want to get copyright strikes. Oh my gosh, that was good. That was good. What'd you think? Thanks for hanging out with me. Yeah. Wait, did someone else give some? Hold on, I've been not managing the chat very well tonight. Hold on, I don't even know what went. There it is. Oh my gosh. Cadillac gave 10 gifted memberships. Cadillac, just like the car. Thank you so much. And FG Markliff said, "Keep it up. You're doing great. You're doing great. Thank you." God, oh my gosh. Guys, if you keep this up, I'm going to have to keep live streaming more often. It seems like you guys like it. Can you hear the music? I feel like it needs to be here? I don't know. I'm still learning. Can you hear it when it's on me? Can you hear it now? Can you hear it right now? Yeah? Okay. No, you can't hear the music now. That makes me so mad. All right. Hold on. I'm going to fix it. I'm going to fix it right now. Very easy to fix. Add. Okay. Are you ready for this? There we go. So anyway, as I was saying, thank you all for being here. It has been wonderful. And as I was saying, I feel like if you all keep this up, I'm gonna have to live stream more. I mean, we only got 58 days. So I'm a streamer now, yeah. I'm not gonna be able to live stream the debate. I do like live streaming. I like the instant connection with the audience. It's nice. Yeah, 58 days until the Trump show is canceled. That's right. Thanks. I'm glad you like the music. I've definitely put in a lot of work into this. Just trying to make it a good experience for all of you. Because ultimately, this is about you. You're at 165K subscribers in only a couple months. That's pretty good. It's awesome. So, well, that's all I have for tonight. I just wanted to say hello, and I'm glad it feels like 800 of you stuck around the whole time. That's quite the compliment. So thanks for being here. And we'll do it again. I'm gonna live stream tomorrow. I'm live streaming tomorrow, okay? So I'll see you tomorrow. We always do Sundays. I'm gonna do like 7 p.m. tomorrow. Okay? $7 p.m. tomorrow. I'll make a thing. Good night, everyone. Thank you for the good memberships. Thank you for all the super chats. We got 58 days, and let's crush it. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.